You know, Sukihana, she's one of those girls that is very ratchet. She looks like she's from Richmond in the hood. She's not a very appealing girl. Like when you see Sukihana, this is like the black people that people don't like. You know, I'm black, but sometimes black people can be racist too. So I'm looking at Sukihana, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this tramp right here doing? A dream that I've always had is having my own talk show, and guess what? I made that happen. Let's go.
Live from the heart of Virginia, it's the Darius Owens Show.
Wow. Already and sexy. Welcome to episode 4. I'm so excited to be back, and guess what? I know there's a very big story. Oh, is Lizzo really pregnant, everybody? Or is this just a big stunt? Because you know Halloween just passed, so who knows? But anyways, it's time for the hot tea. Let's come on. Uptown Funk You Up. Uptown Funk You Up. Y'all like that song? I was just listening to it. So anyways, I'm so excited to be back on. It's not going to be like last week's episode where I was all a mess and crying and all that about Xavier Wood. I'm not doing any of that stuff. You know, my life is my life and I need to move on. And a lot of people have told me that I need to move on, but hey, I'm Darius, and it's taken me 4 years, and it might take a little longer, but I'm not going to keep on coming on here all sad just because I'm having a little friendship breakup. Anyways, let's move on. So I have to tell you about my breakfast this morning. So this morning I had my breakfast. Here it is. I had a salad. It was so good. And you know, I'm one of those people, I don't like a lot of stuff on my salad, so it just has Italian dressing and Parmesan cheese. And see, yesterday I went to my brother's birthday party, so they had this big salad thing. I took the whole salad plate home. So anyways, that was that. It had Parmesan cheese, but I added a little more cheese to it. And I don't like croutons, but they were in the refrigerator anyway, so I said, let me put some in here. But instead of just putting the croutons in there, I put them in my hand and I crumbled them over. It was really good. Anyways, let's get started. So Ray J, everybody, he posted on his Instagram story that Sukihana is the love of his life. Now, Ray J, when I seen this, I was like, Ray J, what is wrong with you? You know, Sukihana, she's one of those girls that is very ratchet. She looks like she's from Richmond in the hood. She's not a very appealing girl. Like when you see Sukihana, this is like the black people that people don't like. You know, I'm black, but sometimes black people can be racist too. So I'm looking at Sukihana, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this tramp right here doing? But Ray J, you're all over the place. You know, you haven't had a life since you had the baby, and you're not even taking care of your child. You might pay $12,000 a month in child support, but have I ever seen pictures of you with the child, Ray J? No. Have I ever seen pictures of you with your wife and your child supporting them? No. So Ray J, instead of saying who's the love of your life and posting pictures on Instagram and talking about the love and stuff, can you act like a father and stuff? So everybody, Donald Trump just came out, and I don't care about this because I just don't. He's your president. But he's telling y'all that he won't be running a third term as a vice president. And your president also just came out and said that he's never liked good-looking people. Take a look at this dummy.
I never forget that our ultimate strength does not come from equipment. It comes from the men and women of the rank and file. That's true. It comes from you people, incredible people, good-looking people, too many good-looking people. I don't like good-looking people. I never liked good-looking people, I'll be honest with you. I've never admitted that before. But see, I'm allowed to, you know, we won in the Supreme Court a thing based on merit. You know about that, right? Merit. Everything now in our country is based on merit, and that's why I look at you and I see nothing but merit.
Excuse me, he says that he's never admitted to saying this before, but he said this exact statement on April 15th, 2025. So Trump, you want to say Biden and everybody else is having dementia? I think you're the one with dementia because you said this on April 15th, 2025 when you were at this event. You were like the good-looking people and stuff. So moving on, so it's being said that Diddy, everybody, might allegedly be released from prison on May 8th, 2028. Why are we still talking about Diddy? You know, he did what he did, like I said last week, but if he's released, you know, whatever, but I mean, I'm not mad at Diddy as like I was when this all came out, but Diddy is still Diddy. You know, he did what he did, so why are we still talking about him? Or why is he being released? All that stuff he did, shouldn't he be in there for life? And shouldn't he be there until he dies? Like, why are we still talking about him? And why is he getting out so early? 2028? I know it's only, well, you might as well say it's 2026. Today is November 3rd, all right? So you might as well say it's 2026. But anyways, 2028 is literally a year, 2 years away, and he's already getting out. Now, I'm not even gonna say that, but maybe it's just because of his celebrity fame and all that stuff. So everybody, Tyler Perry stupidly donated $100,000 to Marvin Winans' church after the church got criticized for being greedy. Now take a look at what Marvin said. I didn't know. You know what? Just take a look first.
Since it broke out Monday, we have received, one person called and he said, tell my name. He said, because I know God is in this. Tyler Perry sent $100,000.
I don't know why the lady in the gold is praise dancing like she's getting some. You know, the pastor was just out a few months ago being greedy, talking about the money. And no, I'm not getting him confused for whatever that other man was, you know, the close the doors man. No, I'm not getting them confused. But this man right here, he was asking the church for money anyways. And you know, I think this is the problem with a lot of churches nowadays. You know, you go there to learn about God, and you know, you go there to get your lesson and learn about everything else, and then the churches just ask for money. You know, I think that's the only reason people want people to come to church. You know, pastors are like, yeah, when COVID happened, you know, people stopped coming to church and I haven't really been the same. You haven't been the same because you haven't been getting the same money that you were getting before COVID. That's the only reason that people want people to go to churches now, you know? In my opinion, you might say otherwise, but I know a lot of churches in my area, they're very greedy, and you know, all they want is money. They don't care about the Lord. And you know, half of the pastors at these churches now are out in the streets doing drugs and selling drugs, and some of them are even gay, and they want to act like that. They're so holy and everything. Anyways, so Italy, everybody, is allegedly banning gay and lesbian couples from becoming parents. Now, when I saw this, you know, most people reacted to it like, oh my gosh, why would they do this? My opinion, I'm like, okay, that's good. You know, when, just as this coming from Darius Owens, you know, when a child or a kid grows up with gay parents or lesbian parents, I think that confuses them a lot. You know, they grow up and they go to schools and then they get bullied for having a same gender parent duo, and then they come home crying, and then the gay or lesbian parents, they want to get mad and say, oh my gosh, why are they treating you like this? Or why are you getting treated like you're so different at school? It's because that they have gay parents or a lesbian parent. You know, that's not normal nowadays. You know, I mean, it was never normal, but just saying, I feel like this confuses the children. So then when they go to school, they get bullied, like I said, and then, you know, it ruins their brain. And I can understand if like because I know people like this, you know, they'll have a child with a man, and then the mom and dad, they'll stay together until the child is about 9 years old for them to understand, you know, to understand the fact that they have two same gender or different, you know what I'm saying. And then I understand if some people go out and get gay after the child comes 11 or 12 or something. I feel like the child will understand more than when he's like 4 or 5 in kindergarten. So Justin Bieber cut his beard the other week, and fans are feeling mixed about it. And here he goes dancing with Hailey at a concert right there. And you know what? Honestly, from what I've seen on Justin about the last 4 or 5, maybe even 2 years now, I think that he looks great and even more happy. You know, last week when I talked about Justin, he was all sad looking and depressed looking, and I think he looks happy. Maybe it's just, well, I'm not even gonna say he's happy. He looks happy. And I don't know if it might just be the beard, but I feel like when people grow beards and stuff, it makes them look very depressed and more sad than they actually are. I don't know if it's just me, but that's my opinion. So Justin, I'm glad that you're having fun with Hailey, and I'm glad to see y'all actually together. And I like how you were all up on her, because, you know, recently we were scared that you and Hailey were about to get divorced, you know? And then I think when Diddy went to jail and all that stuff, I think that's when Justin became a little psycho-ish again. But now it looks like he's getting back on the right track. So Justin, congratulations, and I hope you can be more happy. So Mariah Carey, everybody, is posting to her social media and letting us fans know that it's not time for her iconic Christmas song yet. Take a look.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I said not yet. Not yet. It's not time yet. Not yet.
But I I woke up this morning and now that it's November, she has officially released the It's Time video. And when I first seen that she was saying it's not time and stuff like that, I'm like, Mariah, you better say it's time because you need your money, and I know that you're rich, but you know your song becomes the #1 song every year in December and November. So Mariah, I think as soon as Halloween hits, don't even wait. Oh, I was about to say, what is that? Don't even wait until November. You just do it as soon as Halloween hits, Mariah. You just release that song and you release that iconic video, It's Time, and all that stuff. So Mariah Carey, I love Mariah Carey, and you know I've never been like a really big person of Mariah Carey, but recently something in me has really been getting into Mariah Carey. You know that song, It's a Wrap? Boy, you maybe just do baby. It's a wrap. Okay, I'm done. Anyways, Mariah Carey, I love this for you and your fans, and I'm secretly becoming a fan. So Drake has officially, we're still in the music news, Drake has officially passed 122 billion streams on Spotify. Now his biggest hit song on there is One Dance, and I don't know this song, but that's only because I don't like ghetto music, you know? I'm like a very pop culture and 90s and 80s music person. But anyways, Drake, congratulations for you. And I haven't heard about Drake in a very long time, ever since, you know, he posted that little dingling thing on his Twitter. Who has heard about Drake? But Drake, I feel like Drake is one of those people, like, he minds his business until he doesn't have to mind his business. Like, he's on his runs and he's making music and he's doing his own thing, but as soon as somebody comes on Instagram or a celebrity slams him or something, that's when we hear from Drake. I feel like he only comes out or does something when he needs to, and I accept this and I respect Drake for that, because you know a lot of celebrities like the Kardashians and all of them, they like to just be out here to just be doing stuff. But anyways, moving on. So Ariana Grande was spotted last Friday at the DGA Theater in New York City, and fans are starting to get concerned for her again. Now when I look at this photo right here, Ariana looks scared and she looks like she's in pain. Like, she has this nice outfit on, but I feel like she has to even get clothes custom made for her. Look how skinny she is. She's just bones. And people say that I'm just bones, but I'm sexy and bones. Sexy, sexy, sexy. But Ariana Grande, I hope that something isn't wrong. Like, I remember in like 2023, she was coming out about the lupus and all that stuff, but lupus? Is it Lucas or lupus? Anyways, I remember when she came out about that, but I don't think it makes you lose that much weight. I know it makes you lose weight and I know it makes you really sick, but I think this is like a concerning weight loss. So Ariana Grande, can you just come out and tell your fans that you're okay, or just try to say you're okay? Deep down inside, we all as fans know that you're really not okay. But anyways, did y'all see the monkey that escaped in Mississippi with herpes, everybody? So what had happened was the monkey was on a truck for transportation, and they're claiming that it broke loose after the truck was involved in an accident on the freeway. Now this monkey right here, I've never heard of a monkey with herpes. Like, how do you get herpes as a monkey? It's literally an animal. Are animals having sex and stuff and they have herpes already? Or like, I thought this was only a human being thing that can get herpes and, you know, AIDS and stuff. But can y'all please find this monkey? And I know it's all the way over there, but I don't want it to, you know, monkeys travel and they run. Like, what if it comes out here and I just look outside one day and I see a monkey? Well, what I do? And they're claiming that if you see this monkey that you're supposed to call 911, or, you know, what is 911 gonna do? They're not animal control. And what is animal control gonna do? Like, I know animal control people, they wear all that long sleeve and all this stuff and the hats and the protection and that plastic gear and all that stuff. But the monkeys are crazy. You know, I don't even think this monkey is gonna get caught, but as long as it stays over there where it is, I'm praying for you people over there, but oh boy. So exciting news for Lizzo, maybe. So she posted this new picture to her Instagram and fans are debating whether or not she's pregnant. Now when I'm looking at this, I'm like, Lizzo, okay, you know, you got on this Ozempic and you lost all this weight over the past 2 years and now you're posting this. I know this is not weight. So I'm looking at it, so I'm like, okay, Lizzo, who are you having sex with? You know, I'm happy for Lizzo if she's pregnant, but I hope she's not, because I feel like Lizzo, she's a young girl. She's like 29 now. She's a young girl. She's still in the music industry. She's making music. She's doing concerts. She's having fun. She's having, you know, I don't think Lizzo has time for a kid right now. Maybe in 6 or 7 years she'll have time, but currently I don't think Lizzo has time for that. So I'm hoping that this was just a stunt for Halloween and stuff. But, you know, how was your Halloween, by the way? you know, Halloween isn't what it used to be, but I'm like, I was in the house for Halloween. I was asleep in the bed by 8 o'clock. You know, I don't have time for that. And my niece, she was out Halloween, and you know, she was Elma when I saw her yesterday at the birthday party. But you know, Halloween just isn't what it used to be. So here we go with more relationship news, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this. So Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are officially locked in and have moved in together. Now Megan posted pictures of them and their hands together around house keys. Megan, I'm so happy for you, but Megan, I've never seen you with a white man. You know, you've always been with those black people, like, you know. Anyways, but Megan, I am very excited for you, but where is my love? Like, where is my house keys holding someone's hand? Like, where is this at for me? It's been a long time since I was in a relationship, but not my fault. Every time I try to talk to someone, I get blocked. I don't know if it's just because I'm a very open person or, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, I'm proud of you, and I hope that y'all can stay together because, you know, relationships nowadays, they don't last more than 7 to 8 months, especially in the celebrity world. And it's sad because it's coming out of the celebrity world. You know, you used to see celebrities on TV and they break up like after 8 months, but now it's people that we know. It's regular people that I go to school with, like, what's his name? You know, Hennessy and her boyfriend. I'm sorry, you know I love you, Hennessy's boyfriend, but Caleb. Okay, Caleb and Hennessy, they've been together for a very long time, and I'm honestly gonna say I cannot believe that they actually lasted as long as they did, and they're actually still lasting, but they do something in the... Moving on. So DDG and Hailey Bailey are done with each other as of today. So they've gotten a restraining order for each other and saying that they just want peace for their baby boy. And I have to respect this couple so much for that because, you know, couples nowadays, they're fighting and throwing stuff and arguing and, you know, fussing and calling the police on each other right in front of their 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years old. Like, you don't need to be doing that in front of your child. You know, your child does not need to see you fight. And then when your child does grow up to eventually realize the things that y'all have been doing, you know, the child's gonna be like, I have to pick one side. It's either gonna be my mommy's side or it's either gonna be my daddy's side. And I know a lot of people like to say that I pick sides because a lot of people like to say that TC, you know, my father, they like to say that I don't like him because my family's putting things in my head. You know, TC has been an alcoholic my whole entire childhood. You know, TC has never been there for me. I don't need anything from TC. And then people want to say that people are just putting stuff in my head and that's why I don't like him. No, I have my own brain. You know, I'm a 17-year-old boy. If I don't like my father, I don't like my father. I don't care if your parents are making you like your father or are making you hang out with your father, but I know one thing. When I was 8 and 9 and 10 and 11, 12 years old, my mom said, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. And guess what I did? I stayed right at the house with my mother. Anyways, so Luigi Managone, I don't know how to say his name, but he just came out and he's revealing that he's been in prison listening to Taylor Swift and Charlie XCX. Now, he says he's downloading their songs on his prison tablet, and I'm like, since when do we have prison tablets? You know, in prison, you're supposed to be locked up in this orange jumpsuit or whatever your prison theme is. You're supposed to be locked up and you're supposed to be let out for an hour a day in the yard, So I'm like, when do we have tablets in prison? But Luigi is like, I don't even know, but why is he still locked up? You know, he's like so good looking, and then I'm like, a good-looking man like this is locked up for murder, and that just doesn't sit right with me. But anyways, I feel like it's always the good-looking people that get locked up. So Cedric the Entertainer was asked about the whole food stamp and EBT issue last week, and he gave his thoughts on what he thinks. And I have to say that I agree with every word that he says, but take a look.
Over the weekend, everybody kept making jokes about food stamps being eliminated.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not a joke. Man, there's so many people living with food insecurity in the United States. And I mean, the fact that, you know, the government is willing to let its own citizens starve and not eat is just ridiculous. I know that people love to think that that's funny, that folks be on food stamps, but all of us is one paycheck from being dead broke in this country, no matter what level you live on. And so to be able to feed your families and your food, that's important, and it's an important job of the government. All that nonsense.
So no more jokes about it.
Well, you know, I mean, if they funny. No, but don't do it about my cousins.
Oh my gosh, y'all could have told me I had white stuff all around my mouth. How long has that been there? That is so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I'm glad that he's recognizing the real issue here. You know, he's a big celebrity, although not big to me. But anyways, I'm glad that he's saying that, you know, you can make jokes, but you have to make it a joke and, you know, anyways. So I hope that wasn't there long. Do you think that was there long? Gayle King is saying that she's finally leaving CBS Morning next year. Now, Gayle King is 70 years old. I didn't know she was this old. I thought Gayle was like 63, but Gayle, I feel like she's one of those people that are just like, you only see her when you're on social media. You only see her like when big stories come out. Like, you know, like when COVID was first coming out, you would only see her on the Google feed news page when you went on there. And I'm like, okay, Gayle, but yeah. So, Gayle, enjoy your retirement, I guess, with your wigs and stuff. What does Gayle's real hair look like? So, okay, I promise this is gonna be the last time that I talk about Cardi B, but I have to just point out her hair growth. Look at her hair growth right here. There she is showing off her natural hair, and I love this color on her, by the way. It's like this reddish, burgundish color. It looks so sexy on her, and her hair is so silky. And when I see silk presses and stuff, I look at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you keep that so perfect? Like, is it really all yours? Do you really have like, you know, anyways. So, Sia's divorce is getting out of hand, everybody, because her ex-husband is trying to take her to court to get custody of their 1-year-old son. Now, her ex, Somersault, is saying, you know, her ex, Somersault, is saying that Sia is a danger to their son because of her drug addiction and wants her to start doing regular drug tests. Now, Sia is clapping back at him and saying that she's under investigation, or no, that he's under investigation for child pornography. But news just came out on Friday that Sia has officially won this battle. So I'm excited for this because, you know, Sia is one of those people, like you don't hear about Sia. Sia is a big celebrity in the Hollywood and the music industry, but who hears about Sia nowadays? But Sia, congratulations on winning this battle. And oh my gosh, when I tell you, I have to almost stand up to tell you this story because I know you can't see me, but I'm coming back right now. I have to stand up because I finished Desperate Housewives, everybody. I started this show way back in January. I just finished it last Wednesday. They're supposed to be making a reboot called Wisteria Lane, and it will have a new cast and all of this stuff. And I'm like, Desperate Housewives is one of those shows that you can't make a reboot of. You know, Desperate Housewives have 8 seasons, okay? You can't just stop this show for a good, when did it end? Like 2012? That's like 12, 13 years. No, that's like 14 years ago. I'm not watching Wisteria Lane because I like Gabby Solis, and I like Brie Vandekamp, and I like Susan Meyer and Susan Dalfino, and you know, all of those Lynette Scavo, Felicity Huffman. I like all the original people. I don't want to watch another cast. That's like if you just take, I'm trying to think of a good show. That's like if you take Stranger Things, which is supposed to be coming back this month on the 26th, but that's like if you take that and just replace everybody in it. Like, we can't do that with popular shows that people love nowadays. But anyways, that's the end of the hot tea, and I really got through this. This was a good hot tea, and I'm really looking really sexy and stuff, and I just got these new socks, Anyways, that's the end of the hot tea, and up next is Sherry Smith. You know, she does the skin and stuff. She's actually worked on my skin. But don't go far. We'll be right back. Don't go far. Guess what? Darius is just now getting started. I'll be right back. All right, so we're back with skin expertess Sherry Smith, and she's worked on my skin and a whole bunch of other people. So hi, Sherry.
Hi, Darius.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
So now you've been in the skin world a long time, way before I was even alive. So I have to ask you, what is something that has changed from the skin world from way back in the early 2000s to now in 2025?
I think the biggest change is the awareness of sunscreen and sun protection.
Okay.
Back in the day, most people didn't even apply sunscreen, or they only applied it if they were going to the beach or to the pool. But now it's an everyday product.
Exactly, because you know, when I came to you for my little first facial, because I've never had a facial, everybody, so she did my first one, and it was actually very relaxing. And she was telling me all about the sunscreen and stuff.
Yeah, I tell my young people, even if you don't wash your face, wear the sunscreen.
Exactly.
That's the #1 product that's going to help you age gracefully.
Now, Sherry, I have to ask you, because, you know, some people, they wash their face every morning, and some people, they just wake up and, you know, throw a little water on it and go. What do you think is the best way to go now?
I feel like whatever is easiest for the actual person. If they want to wash in the shower, that's perfectly fine. Gentle cleanser, a quick little wash in the morning is good, but the most important wash is the one right before bed.
Okay.
That's when you're going to wash the day off, the sunscreen, any products that you have on the skin. So that's the most important cleanse of the day. But the morning, you can just do a mini cleanse.
All right. And I can't even go on without congratulating you on getting your own studio and all of that.
Thank you. Yes.
How is that going for you?
It's so nice. It's so good. It was a work in progress. It took a year.
Okay.
But,
well, that's
finally
fast.
Yeah, it's
That's fast.
fast-ish. I started last October and I just opened 3 weeks ago at my new space.
Okay.
So,
well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, more skin talk. All right. What is the biggest procedure that people get nowadays and are actually embarrassed to admit?
Probably laser.
Okay.
Laser is a really popular treatment. There are so many different lasers out there. There's lasers for hair removal, lasers for scarring, lasers for pigmentation. There's a whole host of them out there. They all do a little bit different, but laser rejuvenation has become really, really popular. There's a little bit of downtime. There's a day downtime to maybe 7 days of downtime.
Oh, wow.
So it really depends on what you're targeting and what your client really wants.
Now, do the lasers and stuff, does that hurt? Like, is it painful or?
Well, again, it's going to depend on the type of laser that you are going to get. I normally numb for about 40 minutes with my CO2 laser. And you feel that I'm doing something, but by the time your brain registers what I'm doing, I've already moved on from that spot.
Yeah.
So it's really tolerable. And you're going to feel more heat than pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you know, there's so many celebrities out in Hollywood nowadays. So have you ever had a person or a client come to you and say, make me look like this person?
I've had a lot of people ask me about the vampire facial, and Kim Kardashian put that on the map, and it was a really popular treatment.
Okay.
It's not really an actual treatment. It is microneedling, and then they draw your blood, they spin it down, and they put the plasma over top, which kind of makes it look bloody. But you're not, when you're doing the microneedling portion, you're not making the skin bleed.
Right.
So I feel like that was a misconception, but everyone really thought it was very cool.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
the med spas just kind of kept that up with the vampire facial name.
Okay.
So that's pretty much, that one's very, very popular. There's a lot of other gimmicky treatments out there.
I bet, yeah.
You know, it's buyer beware.
Wow. Well, speaking of that stuff and social media and all that stuff, is there any like procedure that's very hyped up on social media but really not worth it in the real life?
Well, there's not really one thing that comes to mind. There's a lot of different things. The new craze is the Korean skin craze.
Okay.
And again, there's a lot of companies that are touting that they have Korean formulated skin products that are going to make your skin look 20 years younger. You're going to have a lot of brightening, whitening, and you're going to look like you have glass skin. I believe and I think that that's pretty much a gimmick from the products that I've seen or trialed or tried. They're just products. Obviously, if you continue to use products in general and, more medical grade products, you are going to get really beautiful skin.
Exactly.
But it's consistency. It's not like you're going to buy one bottle and use it 1 or 2 times, and then you're going to wake up and have that Korean glass skin. So I kind of feel like that's the gimmicky trend that's out right now.
Okay. Because I remember when I came to you, you were telling me I can't just use a product and then say it doesn't work. I have to consistently use it. Remember?
Yeah, you have to trial a product for a good 3 months. You have to give it some cell cycle time to say if it's a zero or a hero. Because then if you don't do it that way, you're not being fair to your skin and you're not being fair to the product that you bought or the money you spent on it.
Right.
So you have to give it a little bit of time to see if it's really doing something that you want it to do.
Exactly, yeah. Because, you know, I've bought so much stuff and I've used it for maybe a week or two and then I'm like, it doesn't work. So
yeah,
that's my
has
issue.
Big drawer. Yeah.
Exactly.
The big drawer of all those products.
I wish you could see how much stuff I have, Sherry. Lord.
We have to do a buyback.
Right.
You have to like bring your products in that didn't work, and then we'll switch them for things that actually
exactly.
do work.
Yeah. So now I know that you had or have had thousands or maybe hundreds of customers and clients. Now, have you ever had one that you had to turn down because they were asking for just too much?
I don't want to say that I've turned them down, but I do have people that come in that might have a compromised skin barrier or might not be prepped enough to have a particular treatment. And they're super disappointed when I do tell them that I can't perform a treatment on them that day or a week later. We have to do a little bit of homework and a little bit of prep before. And so they come back, when it's time for them to come back, but they are disappointed in the moment I don't want to do a treatment on somebody that is not a right fit for it.
Exactly, yeah. Now, is there any tips that you can give us that would instantly just glow up our skin that people probably don't know about? Like, is there just one simple thing that can just transform someone's skin?
I mean, the base product is sunscreen. Sunscreen is going to catapult your skin further than any other product out there. But I really love HA serums. I think HA serums are really, really beautiful hydration serums. And they really put that hydration back into the skin barrier and give you that glow and luminosity. So if you were to buy one product, that would be a really stable, good product to buy. And they also play nice with every other product. So you can use a hyaluronic acid or HA product in the morning. You can use it at night. You can use it, during the day. And
And you put me on to the hyaluronic whole situation because I knew about it, but you really put me on to start using it. So
it's one of my favorite products. I mean, it's just universal and it really does work. And that would be your first product that you would use in the morning. So you would cleanse and then you would do an HA serum. Because the HA serum is going to look for the water molecules that are left on the skin and they're going to gravitate to that and they're really going to get inside the cells and give you that beautiful plumping and hydration. And so that will carry you, through the day, and you can always reapply it in the evening time too, because it's really good with retinols, which are actives. And retinols usually you use at night. So that's a really, I would say, golden product.
And see, I like the hyaluronic acid because I'm one of those people, I don't like my skin to look really heavy and oily. And the hyaluronic acid, that's actually perfect for not having that, so.
Sure, it's not going to give you the fake glow or like the oily, sticky look to the skin. It's just going to give you that nice plump and a luminous look without having the really heavy oil like you were saying.
Now for your final question, now I know you've been in the health and the skincare game for 25 years, like longer than I said I was alive. So what is one thing that you know or that you wish most people knew about skincare that they don't? Besides the sunscreen.
Okay. I think the thing that people don't know is that if you were seeking out treatments, you really do have to do skincare at home. And it doesn't have to be a lot of skincare at home, but it's going to be the consistency factor and it's that homework, because it's just like brushing your teeth. We brush our teeth at home, but we also go see the dentist. One treatment at a med spa is not going to transform your skin
and that's what most people
unless
think.
You're doing your piece at home.
So,
and it doesn't have to be a lot of things. The core products are going to be like a vitamin C, your sunscreen, a retinol, and a hydration. If you can master 4 products, then you are really well on your way to
Right.
beautiful skin. And getting a treatment, depending on your age, like you are very, very young.
Right.
So getting a treatment maybe every quarter, every 8 weeks, something like that, depending on if we're doing correction or not.
Exactly.
Would be a good place for you to start. But people that are more mature or heavily aged, or people that have a lot of pigmentation, then we might have to do more correction. But then they have to do their part. They have to stay out of the sun, and they have to use products for brightening and lightening
Right.
to help the piece of the treatment that we're offering them.
Well, thank you for all those tips, Sherry. And that was Expertish Skincare, Sherry Smith, and we'll be right back. Thank you, Sherry.
Don't go far, 'cause guess what? Darius is just now getting started. I'll be right back.
Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man, and he's doing the best he can. Y'all know that song? I heard him say, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man, and he's doing the best he can. That's why I still love you like I do. Anyways, it's time for Answer This Darius. I don't know what's up with me and this music and stuff, but anyways, Sherry Smith was great. I love Sherry Smith. You know, she's so professional, and I love how she's professional, but you can joke with her at the same time. So anyways, let's get started with Answer This Darius. And if you don't know what this is basically where I just read your guys' hate comments. So anyways, the first one comes from Koyet Cage, or however you say it. He says, in a Jerry curl in track pants calling someone a coward while pulling a wedgie out. Just let it go. Let me tell you something. I was calling her a coward because that's what she is. And by the way, I was never pulling out a wedgie. And if I do pull out a wedgie, it won't be on camera. So if you want to waste your time and comment on someone else, do it on someone else's page and not mine. This one comes from the Coda 2001. They say, I'm speechless at how ratchet this news show is. I love it, baby, and you dumb cute. Well, thank you. I'm dumb cute and sexy. Sexy and skinny. And thank you, and I guess I love you. It depends on what you look like, but I love you for now. And the last one comes from Brian Selva W8S. What is up with these usernames? But they say, Rick James' grandson has a point. Look, I will always have a point. I don't care if I'm talking about Play-Doh or celebrities or pop culture or new movies coming out or cameras or lights or anything. I'm always going to have a point. I might not know exactly what I'm talking about, but one thing about Darius Rashad Owens is that he's always going to have a point. And don't go far, and we'll be right back. Don't go wide. Oh, how does the song go? Look, I'm all off track. Just don't go far. We'll be right back.
Don't go far, 'cause guess what? Darius is just now getting started. I'll be right back.
Yay! And that's another episode complete. Season 4, episode 4. I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to do something. But anyways, I just want to thank all of you who watch this show, and even the hate comments and all that stuff. I love you guys too, and you might not like me, and you might hate me for talking about Nicki Minaj and all that stuff, but I love everybody except TC. But anyways, thank you for supporting me, and even if the show doesn't do good in ratings or anything like that, but this season my ratings are actually decent, so I want to thank everybody who even just clicks on the show, and maybe even if they watch just 30 seconds. Thank you guys, and I want to give my greatest and biggest thanks to Wendy Williams, because I wouldn't be doing any of this Darius Owens Show or any of this without Wendy Williams. So thank you, Wendy, for giving me, you know, the credit, or not the, well, she did give me credit for wanting a talk show when I was on her show in 2019, but besides the point, thank you, everybody. And thank you for making this a great show today. And thank you, Sherry Smith, for all of those skincare tips. But Sherry, do you think I could use a little tightening right here? Right here. Anyways, but thank you, everybody. And I'll see you next week on the Darius Owens Show. Bye.